What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is going to be your review for the Real Housewives of Miami reunion part 1, season 6. Okay, so listen, unlike the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the Real Housewives of Miami reunion had a theme, honey. Their set was Mexico. It was gorgeous, and there was a theme. And honestly, most of the ladies looked really, really nice. Okay, so I actually do have some fashions to review. Okay, now Nicole was probably the plainest, but Nicole gets a pass because baby, she was like 6 months pregnant when they filmed this, but she still had on a gorgeous red. It looked like it was probably what's that material? Velvet dress, but it was beautiful. She still looked really nice. Okay, um probably my least favorite was Marisol. I don't know. I feel like it's a designer that Marisol wears that does that like outside corset thing that she likes to wear. She's very consistent with it, so I feel like it's the same designer, and I feel like that's probably their signature. But I didn't like it. Okay, I mean, when I say I didn't like it compared to the other looks, it was just eh. Alexia, again, I would need to see Alexia standing up. I think her dress standing up probably looked better than sitting down. But it was like this whole ruffle thing. Because Alexia usually gives me something that I can feel. Um, Kiki looked gorgeous, as always. I loved Kiki. Gertie was giving me life with the bald head. I'm gonna say this. I feel like her dress ran a little low. I feel like we could have pulled it up a little bit, but it was she looked beautiful. Larsa looked gorgeous. As much as Larsa irritates my nerves, and as much as she was irritating my nerves on part 1, and I'm sure part 2 and part 3, but baby Larsa looked good. Okay, I don't know if she put a little extra filler in them lips, or if it was the lip color that kind of gave her a little pucker, but baby she looked gorgeous. Okay, um same thing with Adriana. As much as Adriana irks my, I think Adriana irks my nerves more than Larsa does, and that's saying a lot. But she looked gorgeous. She said it was inspired by Frida, and she had the crown, and she did. She looked gorgeous. I must say she did. Um, and I know a lot of people are gonna feel controversial about this, but I loved Julia's look. It was very avant-garde. It was a mixing. Well, it wasn't avant-garde. It really wasn't. But it was bold because she mixed patterns. But it was a cross between a matador and like an opera cloak, because the top was like this cloak, and then she had like the bottom were like the matador pants, but it was like a cheetah print, and I thought it was beautiful. It was very editorial. Oh, I feel like I'm on Project Runway. It was very editorial, right? I loved it. And I know that's going to be a controversial thing because a lot of people are going to be like, get it. But baby, Julia, you did that. I'm sorry. She did that. All right. Now let's get into this reunion, honey. And I'm going to be honest with you. You see, I don't have a lot of notes. Okay, let's get into it. Larsa and the sex thing. Listen, I don't care. Larsa, nobody believes you. And see, that's the problem with Larsa. Larsa makes these. Well, no, let me rewind all the way back. First of all, Marcus was in the green room making comments talking about half of these ladies wouldn't even be able to, what he say, set the table in our house, so they need to stay in their place. I don't even know what the fuck he meant by that, but I was offended. I was offended. I don't know if they were offended, but I was offended. So then they were supposed to be taking shots of tequila. Now, Larsa, I guess, has her own line of tequila, and that's what they were supposed to be taking the shots, but the tequila wasn't there yet. Girl, how you say fumble the bag? Girl, Andy was giving you a prime spot for them to take a shot of your tequila at the top of the reunion, meaning everybody was watching it at the beginning. You might not have everybody watching it at the end. People might have clicked off by the time y'all do y'all little toast. But everybody was going to be watching it at the beginning, and you fumbled the bag because the shit wasn't there. How wasn't there, Garza? Like, literally, you only needed one bottle. Y'all were taking shots. You literally only needed one bottle. You, Girl, you could have bought some Tito's and just put a label on top of it. None of us would have known. Anyway, so Marcus, I, you getting on my nerves. Larsa, you lying. Again, all Larsa has to say was we had me and my ex, like last season. Well, you know, me and my ex Scotty, sex was never our issue. We had a very healthy sex life for our whole marriage. Like it was other things, but it was never sex. Girl, that is fine. That is, you don't need to be, oh, we had sex 10 times a night. Nobody does that. No, I'm sorry. She said they had sex 4 times a night because now you have sex with Marcus 5 times a night. Nobody does that, Larsa. Not every night, consistently. Nobody. Nobody. And I'm going to keep saying nobody. I'm going to keep saying nobody. So, Larsa and Kiki get into it over these confessionals about Kiki was hurt that Larsa was like, I want to spend time with my boyfriend. If you want to spend time with me, you need to find you a man. Larsa was hurt from Kiki's confessionals. And again, Larsa, she's very Dorit like. She doesn't listen to understand. She listens to respond. And she always goes tit for tat. If you say, Larsa, you have a hair out of place, she's going to say, well, you need to get your eyebrows plucked. Girl, I'm trying to help you out. I'm telling you, your hair's out of place. Why are you coming back at me? And instead of understanding what Kiki was saying about her being hurt, well, you hurt me too. Well, you said this. Well, you said that. And then Gertie has walked in with a plan. Her plan is to expose Larsa, and she's a one track. The thing I hate about Gertie is when Gertie gets something in her head, she can't let go of it, and then she talks so fast, and she says, and it doesn't come out clear and concise, and so she's just talking. So like every time she had a chance to talk, it just was back at Larsa, back at Larsa, back at Larsa. We get it, girl. You mad at Larsa. We get it. You want to let the world know that Larsa is a snake and that behind the scenes Larsa is threatening people to be her friend or to not say anything negative about her. Like, we get it. But you are just making it, I don't know if uncomfortable is the word, but it's too much. We found out that Larsa is selling her penthouse. She says she needs more space. She loved the penthouse life, but she really needs more space for her things. Her and Marcus are looking for a house together. Girl, whatever. If you like it, I love it. Marisol and Adriana. Look, Adriana is insufferable. She is insufferable. You know, the thing about Adriana is sometimes Adriana has valid points, but she is an unlikable victim. You know what I'm saying? Like, Marisol is not a nice person. Marisol is catty. Marisol is rude. Marisol is snotty. You know what I'm saying? But Adriana, you make yourself an unsympathetic victim. She gets up and she accuses Marisol of cyberbullying her. She done printed out screen messages from some random person that Marisol allegedly DM'd and asked him to cyberbully Adriana. It sounded very Beverly Hills last season with the whole bots going after Garcelle's son. Then she says that she wrote a poem about everybody being a star. It was so... Adriana, girl, just be quiet. Just stop, okay? Then we got into, hold on. Then I wrote Julia is reaching. Again, Julia, you doing a lot this season. I get it. You trying to solidify your place. Maybe you was a little too calm last season. Maybe you felt like you didn't do enough last season. I don't know. But you doing a lot now. And I feel like you're reaching. Like, she tried to blame Marisol for a rumor that was spread about her kissing the guy at the restaurant, and she was like, well, I asked Larsa, was it Marisol, and she didn't deny it, so I know it was Marisol. Larsa was like, girl, no, it wasn't. Like, it absolutely was not Marisol. And I was like, girl, you reaching. Like, I get it. You want Marisol to be the shit stirrer. She absolutely is. But you're trying to put a circle in a peg at this point. We get it. Once again, you want to make the world know that Marisol isn't innocent. Child, Marisol said, listen, we all spread gossip, okay? And then they were like, well, do y'all believe that Marisol would hire a private detective to get y'all information, girl? Why everybody raised their hand? And Andy was like, damn. So it makes me think that maybe they know something that we don't know about Marisol and how deep it goes, that Marisol be trying to find people's information. But again, I still don't think that makes her any better or worse than the rest of y'all. Like, y'all all do it. Marisol is just Marisol. I don't know. Alexia and Adriana, child, they get into it. Alexia explains in more detail about Todd and this whole party she had at the beginning of the season. And basically, Adriana breaks the fourth wall because Alexia is trying to explain that Todd is like, listen, what, like, okay, so you're having this party for everybody at the beginning, and he was saying how could you invite Adriana? Like, did you forget the things that she said about about our family? And Adriana was like, because it's your job. Because it's your job. So basically what that says to me, Adriana, is that that because this is a show situation, that you can say whatever you want to say and do whatever you want to do, and they're still going to be obligated to include you. And that's why you be doing the most when the least will do at all times. I do believe Alexia's story about the house. I don't think they're necessarily in financial trouble, but I do still have some questions about how disconnected Todd was from that situation. It was almost like Todd was like, that's woman's work. You handle it while I make the money. And the fact that he was like, I really don't care where we live. I trust you and I trust your judgment. You'll figure it out. On one hand, it's like, great. You trust your wife and you trust her decision making. But on the other hand, I'm like, I need you to give a little more. I need you to be a little more involved. Like, we are literally moving this huge ass penthouse ass apartment, in less than a month. But I believe what she said, that they were renting. Somebody got an offer they couldn't refuse. And per the lease, I guess they had 30 days to give you notice. And that's what they did. So y'all had 30 days to figure it out. But I do believe that, Anyway, so that's what it was with Todd. He just ain't want to. I mean, I felt like that's what it was anyway. He just ain't want to be bothered. Like, they said Alexia has double standards. Like, she gets upset when people say things about her finances, but she can question Lisa about hers. She don't want nobody talking about her family, but she could talk about other people's family. And then I think it was Marisol that was like, child, we all got double standards. Now, while Alexia was trying to explain about the fact that they're not broke, and she was talking about the lease, baby, why did Lisa get up and go to the bathroom and Nicole went behind her? Now, Nicole got an excuse. She pregnant. But Lisa, girl, but it did look like Lisa was getting ready to pee on herself. I think I didn't tell y'all how I felt about Lisa's look. I didn't like it. She was probably my least favorite look. Actually, I said Marisol's was, but I take that back. I think Lisa's was. Lisa looked like a slut. Sorry. That wasn't nice. Lisa's outfit I didn't feel like was nice. Let me fix that. I take that back. I'm not gonna say she looked like a slut. I'm gonna just say it wasn't nice. So then we come back from the break, and Alexia gets to explain it again, and then Gertie gets on. They try to bring up. Gertie tries to go at Larsa, and Andy's like, "We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that because they were gonna talk about the whole cancer thing or whatever." And so they get into Larsa and this threatening stuff again, right? They get into this whole threatening thing again with Gertie, and to come to find out, they put Alexia on the spot. They told a story about how Larsa threatened Alexia, like, I know about some things that was happening at your wedding, and I could tell the press. But, I wouldn't do a thing like that. But, just so you know, I got this in my back pocket. And that's what they were saying. They felt like it was a threat. And Larsa was like, what do you mean? It's not a threat. I was just saying that I would never do that. I would never tell them. That wasn't a threat. And Alexia was like, girl, the way you said it, it was a threat. So they go to lunch break. And baby, Alexia and Larsa get to arguing backstage. And that's the clip you see where Andy is like, oh my gosh, they're arguing. Well, baby, that's Alexia and Larsa arguing about the whole threat thing. So anyway, that was part one. Y'all let me know what y'all think, and we'll get into it for part two. Talk to y'all later. Peace.